Welcome to a New Life podcast with Pamela Jean, where it's all about empowering women to empower more women. Get ready, friends, to create a new life. And here is your host, Pamela Jean.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to this week's episode of A New Life podcast. This is Pamela Jean, your host. I'm so grateful that you are here with me today. I know that you have 10,000 things that you could be doing, and I am so grateful that you are spending some time with me on this podcast. Hopefully, you're multitasking, going for your walk or listening while you're doing a little bit of your work, whatever. Thank you for taking me along on your journey. Today, I have a very special guest. I can't wait for you to meet her and enjoy our conversation. I have a gal by the name of Tracie Schmidt. Tracie is from San Diego, California, and she has an incredible marketing company called Roar Loud Marketing, roar like lion. So I'm so excited for you to listen to this conversation. She's going to give us a little bit of her entrepreneurial journey, some tips on marketing, and just overall going to have a great conversation. So Tracie, without further ado, welcome to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here. Will you please share with the audience a little bit about yourself? Mm, I love that you have some power and influence to get them to move so far. That's awesome. Maybe that would work on my children because they all live. And I was going to say, Tracie, it's so funny. I was listening to your voice and I'm like, she does not sound like she's from California with your, well, you sound, I mean, you sound more like East Coast than you do from California. So I wondered where that connection was. So I love that. That's so good. So so you've lived in California since '99. What do you do for fun? What did you start doing when you first moved there in '99? And what are some of your hobbies? What do you do for fun? Mm. Ooh, it sounds like you have mastered that, and truly being able to go to sit in your office right now and see the ocean is goals, right? I mean, I think that's a goal for everyone, and I love that, you live in such a beautiful place, but you also haven't lost the love for it. I think sometimes, I always wondered if I lived by the beach, would I appreciate it as much? And it sounds like you 100% do. Oh. Mhm. Oh my gosh, I love that for you. That is phenomenal, and really there's nothing much better than the weather in San Diego. There's such a beautiful consistency with temperature. It doesn't fluctuate too much. It's not like, I'm in Tulsa, Oklahoma, so I have, 112-degree summers, and and it just isn't quite as comforting as the San Diego weather because it is so beautiful there. So Tracie, I want to shift a little bit and thank you for sharing, how you got there and why you're there. I know you have started your company, Roar Loud Marketing. What were you doing before you started your marketing company? Mhm. I really appreciate you saying that, Tracy, because so many women that I coach and work with have such a mindset block about starting something new. Now, I don't know how old you are, and I'm not going to ask you that question. Oh, I love it. Well, thank you for sharing that and not to, pinpoint your age or anything, but this is what's so important, friends listening, is look, you can start a new career path at any point. Some of the most successful, incredible businesses and companies were not started until the founder were in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. So if you feel like, I'm 49 and this is too late to start a new career, I don't have the courage to start a new business or a company, my friends, you have what it takes. If it is a dream living inside of you, it's not going to go away when you get older. It's going to just continue to grow and bubble up and need for you to chase that dream down and make it become a reality. I think we get in our own way of, I'm too old, I'm too this, I'm too that, I don't know enough, I'm not smart enough, whatever the reason is, it is such a lie that we've told ourselves. and we have to get out of our own way. Tracie, I would love for you to share the real beginnings of your company. I know that you've been in mortgage lending for 20 plus years. That's fantastic. Congratulations on that. And I'm sure you have changed so many families' lives by helping them get into the homes of their dreams. But how did you come up with Roar Loud? I love the tie to the fact that you're a Leo. I'm a Virgo. I'm an August as well. So, that I just missed the cutoff, I guess, for being a Leo. But and to me, what age really does not have a bearing on when your dreams can become a reality. It really doesn't. I'm 56, so I'm closer to 60 than I am 50, which sounds weird to say, but I don't feel that at all. I feel so empowered and so energetic and so driven to continue my path with whatever my dreams are, and the business dreams that I'm working on right now for 2025. Cannot wait. It's so exciting. But age doesn't have any bearing on what we can and cannot accomplish. Even if you're 20 something, and you're listening to this, just because you're 20 something doesn't mean you don't have something that could benefit other people. You have an insight, you have something inside of you that is meant for everyone in the world to be impacted by. So if you're 20 something or 40 something, it doesn't matter where you're at in that. We all have something to give to the rest of the world. So, Tracie, how did you get started? And share a little bit about what that journey looks like, please. Mm, that's fascinating. Mhm. Mhm. Yes, definitely. Gotcha. Mm. Yeah. That's awesome. And I love that. I know there's pain in the loss of that position, the loss of that job when they dissolved your position. I'm sure there was a heartache with that. But whomever told you when one door closes, the other door opens is 1000% correct. And it'll be one of those things that, down the road, you'll look back and go, I am so glad that position dissolved because look at where I am now. I'm such a believer in that. Now, Tracie, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit because you said something about teaching people how to market by using video and digital means. Will you dive into that? I would love for you to share three stellar marketing tips for someone marketing their small business. Mm. I love that, for something very basic for someone to ease in, and I think you're a believer of this, like I am, Tracie, that, business is built relationally, not transactionally. The transaction comes second, the relationship comes first. So if you can build the relationship and not just, hey, I'm a realtor or I'm a coach or I'm a whatever you are, not just by letting people know what you're doing because that's transactional, but to like you said, hey, I hope your kids are doing great in soccer. I hope you had an awesome summer, looking forward to the holidays, whatever. But I think that is such a fantastic message that your business will be built because of relationships a lot faster than it will because of transactions. And one thing that I really do love about the video texting, Tracie, is that It's on my phone. I am recording it to my phone, sending it to my contact. It's not me marketing myself broadly on social media. The clients that I work with, I always remind them Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you're using to market your business, that company can decide tomorrow to shut down and never ever let you back in. They don't, you own none of that. But if I am reaching out to my contacts, the people that I have built up and have in my contact list, that I own that information. That information isn't going to go away because someone decides they don't want to have their company any longer tomorrow. I think it's so important that we don't give away our information and our contacts. So having it on my phone, I love that. What if Tracie? What if I'm someone who does not like myself on camera? I don't like to step in front of the video camera and see myself and hear myself. What if I'm that person? What advice do you have? Mm, the- mm. And that is just such authenticity. That is you showing up authentically you every single time. And if that doesn't build trust with new potential clients, I don't know what does. Just being authentically you. So what did you Right. That's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, I think when you know who your ideal client is, when you know your ICA, I think it's easier for a person to have a conversation with their ICA. If you are trying to be too broad, you probably don't know what to say because you don't know where it's going to land. But if you know who your ICA is, who your target is, the person that you are best suited to serve, I think then you can be a little bit more specific and finding what to say won't be quite as difficult. So, okay, so you have given us two tips, right? Okay, two tips. What is the third? What I thought we were on number two, right? Okay, what's number three? That's so true. I think I've worked with clients that have, well, I have all of these contacts. Okay, well, if you're not doing anything with them, it's like running in place. You have them, but you're not going anywhere with them. So it's so similar to running in place. By it's that's like results work versus running in place type of work, busy work versus results work. Because busy work, you're staying busy collecting all of these names, dropping them into your Excel spreadsheet, but you're not doing anything with them. So you're literally running in place with potential clients. And I think sometimes, and I'd like to get your perspective too, Tracie, on this. I think sometimes people feel like, well, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to, what are they going to think if I call them or send them a video? They get in their own way. And I look at that as you are meant to serve people, other business owners, with your skill set. I am not everybody's coach. I'm definitely not. I'm not meant to be, but there are the people in this world that I am. I am meant to serve. And how will they know that what's possible for them if we're not telling them? So instead of thinking of it of selling, think of it as serving someone. What is your position on that? And how do people get over the hangups of that? Mm, right. Mm, that's fantastic. So if you will, Tracie, recap those 3 bullet points that you just shared with us. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, that's such good information. So much value in that. And one thing I'm going to address on number 2 is a lot of people have a hard time. Where do I post? Do I put to Instagram? Do I do it to Facebook? Where, TikTok? Where do I go? I think if you know and understand who your ideal client is, you're able to relate the proper social media channel with that person. If you are looking for a more mature audience, meaning older audience, they're probably not going to be on TikTok, but they will most likely be on Facebook and possibly Instagram. So if you understand who you're trying to connect with, you can use the proper channel. If you are a leadership coach or in leadership development, probably going to LinkedIn might be a better option for you because you'll connect with business people and career minded people. So, depending on who you're trying to reach, I think your social media channel will reveal itself if you know who you're trying to do business with and who you're trying to serve. Mhm. Mhm. Mm, absolutely. Oh, that's so good. That is so good, Tracy. So, Tracy, if someone listening would like to get in contact with you, what would be the best way to do so? Yeah. Oh, I thank you for sharing that, Tracy. I didn't want to give out that number unless you were okay. So thank you for doing that because and here's what I want to point out too, friends. Um, Oftentimes people want to do business through Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. Again, if that company closes tomorrow, how are you going to communicate with your clients or potential clients? Doing business through your phone number, through your email address makes so much more sense than trying to do business through social media channels. You can you can let people get to know you on social media, but do your actual acts of business not on social media. It's so wise to do that. Oh, I love it. I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. That's so good. Thank you, Tracy, so much for that. Yeah, and I think what's so interesting, I know we talked about this interview or this conversation like 2 months ago or something. It took us a while to get our calendars to line up, and here we are. And, Tracy, I just got to know you through a networking group, which friends get out there and network because you never know who you're going to meet. And Tracy threw it out there. She said, "Hey, I'm looking to be on podcast to promote my business." And I'm like, "I'd love to have you." So all you got to do is throw it out there, and if the right person is in the right room, it'll all come together. And if they're not, then it's okay. Keep going, keep trying, keep going. And I love that. So thank you for your patience in getting our finally our conversation happening. And thank, oh, yes, absolutely. My pleasure. So fun. Our conversations up to this point have been phenomenal, and I'm grateful for them so much so. Okay, so Tracie, I'm going to flip it a little bit. What is one thing that no one in the whole world knows about you? It's time to tell secrets. Unfortunately, I am very familiar. I had children in the 90s. I love it. That is so great. That's so wise, so smart. So, who inspired you to be the hustler that you are today? Where did that come from? Jeez. Hmm. Selling me my own containers. I love it. Right. Right. Yeah. Mhm. Oh, I love that. I think that's true. Oftentimes you can tell, when a kid is, 2 to 5 years old, what they're going to be, because 'cause you're like, "Oh my gosh, that personality, that distinction is just they're born with it," and I think that's a very true assessment. So, what advice would you give to the younger you? Hmm. Mm. Mm, I really love that you said that. And thank you for splitting that advice up into two categories, into the business self and into the life self, because both of those things are so true. I lost my father. He was a very young man when I lost him. And I understand the impact that that makes. My dad was my fix it guy, my how do I do this phone call, and hey, my car's making a noise phone call. And I miss that because I could just explain what the noise sounded like, and he would say, "Oh, that you've got belts loose and blah blah blah, you need to do this," or he would know exactly what it was, or it sounds like it's misfiring, so you got to go get your spark plug looked at. It was just that he just knew everything, and I miss that, and definitely would turn back time and do things differently if I could. And also, what you mentioned about the business side, I think there's such a distinction between women in leadership, our mindset, and men's mindset in leadership. Women, and this might not be all women, but this is definitely my experience, and a lot of clients that I work with feel this way. We have a tendency to work really, really hard and wait for someone to notice, wait for someone to say, "Oh, you've been working hard, you're going to get a promotion, you're going to elevate to the next role in the company in the hierarchy." Whereas men work hard, they do, but they will go in the office and say, "Look, when am I going to get promoted? I've been working hard, I deserve a promotion." Whereas women have a tendency not to go to bat for themselves as quickly. Do you find that to be true, Tracy? Mhm. Oh, that's such great advice. Thank you for bringing that up. That's such a good point. I think there's a lot of value for everybody listening for that. Okay, final question for you, Tracy, and we will wrap it up. So, what advice would you give entrepreneurs or dreamers standing in their way of getting started living out their purpose and making that dream a reality? Mm. That is fantastic advice. And I think we get in our way every single day. We talk ourselves out of things. We say, "I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm too busy. I'm too this. I'm too that." You will, if it is truly inside of you, which we all have a dream inside of us, it'll keep coming back to you. It's not going away until you address it. So you just as well step into it and address it. And Tracie, I love all of the marketing advice you gave us. Those 3 points are so valuable and important. Friends, I'm going to go ahead and post some information about Tracie and connecting with her in the show notes so you can easily snatch her phone number, her email address, so you can have your conversation with her if you're struggling with some marketing. I love the advice that she gave us. I'm definitely going to work on the videos. I stay in contact with my clients and prospected clients very, very well, but I think the video text is just one more layer that I can add of value for my clients, and I'm super excited to do that. So my friends, gosh, thank you so much, Tracie. First of all, for being here. You're amazing. I hope everyone enjoyed this time with Tracie. So Tracie, I'll let you say a goodbye, and then I'll wrap up the podcast. Oh, so good, Tracie. Thank you so much again, Tracie. And friends, thank you for spending this time with us. I hope you found it as valuable and awesome as I did. It was great having Tracie. I hope that your week is going fantastic and you have a wonderful day. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Thank you for joining us today on a New Life podcast. We will see you next time.